On the Nightcast, we're talking trash, and one Metro man is videotaping it. But why? The man wages a war on illegal trash, but he finds the law isn't necessarily on his side. Kansas City's been fighting a war against illegal dumping for decades. One man says he knows how to win that war, but some say he's going too far. NBC 41's Peggy Yeagar is in our newsroom tonight with the story. Peggy?
Well, Sally, over the years, people have dumped brush, couches, even toilets in Blue River Park. But most of that dumping has stopped, all because of a little trickery and a lot of exposure. Along with the babbling brooks and beautiful nature of Blue River Park, you will find trash, and lots of it.
Pickup loads full of trash in the middle of the street.
The people along the street have caught dumpers in the act, even written down their license plate numbers and videotaped the aftermath. But they found that's not always enough evidence for a conviction.
Prosecution's expensive. Sometimes if we decide it's in the more cost-effective and it's a random or one-time occurrence, somebody might not be prosecuted.
So Evan Smalley decided he would let the culprits know he has proof of what he sees with his own eyes.
I'll go out and follow them down, and I'll find them trying to dump their trash.
He's put up signs warning dumpers that they're being watched, and not just by him. Smalley says two suspects took the warning so seriously, they ripped a dummy video camera off his mailbox, not knowing a real surveillance cam was catching them as they spiked it on the sidewalk.
Interesting that nobody read this one. There's a second camera filming this one.
Smalley has taken some heat from the city. Investigators say his confrontational tactics are dangerous. They say they have their own tools to use to catch dumpers. But Smalley says he's seen the signs that his tactics are working.
The neighbors will all recognize that it's night and day difference.
Sally, the Department of Environmental Crime says it has won all of the 35 illegal dumping cases it's taken to court, one of those because of help from Evan Smalley. But most cases don't make it to court because witnesses won't testify or license plate numbers don't pan out. The video cameras are a deterrent, but unless they actually show a person dumping, it's hard to convict.
All right, Peggy Yeagar, thank you.
Illegal dumping in Kansas City caught on tape.
Anger about illegal dumping in Kansas City continues. Today, City Councilman Terry Riley said conditions in the inner city are as bad as he has ever seen. But some residents are fighting back. And as KCTV5's Dave Helling shows you, in some places, it's working.
Part of it, yeah.
Evan Smalley lives in a small house on a small lot, hard on the banks of the Blue River, where he fights midnight trash dumpers every day.
Here's that gas tank. And these are people that confessed to dumping and said they would clean up. They left that right there.
A year ago, Smalley began a guerrilla campaign against illegal dumpers. Signs, confrontations, even videotaping dumpers and their trash for use by City Hall.
You can see it from the TV. You can see it on TV. I mean, they just pull up in the middle of the road and leave a load of trash. And it's not usually as nice as branches and brush. It's usually really funky stuff. Auto parts, furniture, kids' toys, clothing, paint.
And City Hall appreciates the help to a point. The head of the city's trash police says Evans' enforcement efforts have helped, but that his arguments with illegal dumpers can, well, trash a potential criminal case.
It could happen like that, and it could be harmful in the true sense, and that somebody could get hurt. And we certainly don't want, to me, a bag of leaves on the side of the road is nothing compared to somebody getting hurt.
Smalley says the efforts of the trash cops to prosecute dumpers have helped scare away the worst offenders, at least in his neighborhood. But like others involved in fighting garbage, he says one tire, one old chair, can be a magnet for other trash. So he'll keep his camera ready just in case.
Now, as we reported last week, the prosecution of trash criminals in Kansas City has worked. So far, of 31 cases brought, there have been 31 convictions. But Greg Brady says there simply aren't enough trash police to cover the entire city, so he says he can use your help. Don't confront trashers, he says. Call the trash hotline instead at 816-513-3485. Again, 816-513-3485. He says that's the best way to fix what everyone agrees is a very serious problem, Wendell, in Kansas City.
And meanwhile, it's nice to have Evan out there to do just that.
He's hard at work at this hour, I can assure you of that.
He surely is. Thank you, Dave.
Smile, you're on camera. See how neighbors hope to stop illegal dump sites like this one. Fox 4 News at 6 starts now.
Frustrated Kansas Cityans are using signs, even camcorders, to stop illegal dumping.
It's happening in at least 2 neighborhoods in South Kansas City. The most recent efforts happening along Warnell Road south of Avila University. Fox 4's John Pepitone's live there, where neighbors say cameras are helping keep the roadsides clean.
That's right, Phil. You know, cameras watch drivers who pass by this wooded roadside, and signs warn those drivers not to dump trash here. Neighbors say they've gotten tired of cleaning up other people's trash, and they've taken matters into their own hands. Evan Smalley was the first to put up signs like these, and he says the threat of being caught on tape has helped tremendously to keep neighborhoods clean.
People just dump in the middle of neighborhoods. It's one thing in the parks, but they're real interested in finding some way that they can take action themselves. And this is a way that people can take action themselves without having to expect the city to do it.
He says just the threat that a dumper could get caught on tape has made a tremendous difference in helping keep the park clean.
I don't think anybody wants to be seen doing something wrong. And, you know, it's pretty basic. Nobody wants to be seen trashing our neighborhoods and trashing our parks.
But signs alone won't solve the problem. Smalley says when dumping does occur, you've got to get rid of the trash right away to deter further dumping.
I found that when there's trash left, that there's a lot more tendency for people to think that it's a good place to throw away their trash.
Smalley's strategy has been so successful that frustrated Kansas Cityans in other areas of the city are putting up his signs and mounting cameras of their own. Now, city officials tell me they're considering using cameras to catch illegal dumpers. In fact, the Parks and Recreation Department say they already have a camera in place to catch illegal dumpers in the parks. If caught illegal dumping, you can face up to $1,000 fine and a year in prison. John Pepitone, Fox 4 News, reporting live in South Kansas City.
Back at 59th and Kensington, community activist Evan Smalley hammers home a point he hopes will make this area safer in the future.
Hopefully we can make a huge impact on crime.